Welcome to KT Confidential, episode 1.
Is that what we're calling it?
I like it.
All right. And what do we talk about? Today we're talking tech, home tech.
Well, I'll tell you the reason I wanted to bring up this topic is last night we went through a house with a client and there was a Nest thermostat there. And there was a photo posted of the thermostat in the actual listing.
Yeah.
And the tenant had no idea what it was or what it did. And then it got me thinking a little bit further that you're just blocking us in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Do you want to?
Go on. Got you thinking what?
Well, it got me thinking. I really believe that in 2019, home technology and just innovative technology for the home is going to be the it thing. You're already seeing it, like people buying Christmas presents like the Google Home and the Alexa and the Nest products. I got that Weezer or Wiser. What is the lock?
Wiser.
Yeah. Weezer, Wiser.
The Bluetooth one.
Yeah, the Primus. It's awesome. I got it for the cottage, and I can plug in a custom code for a contractor or my maintenance guy to go in there and have the code expire in a half an hour if I want to. And I can see when the door is opening, when the door is closing. So it got me thinking, 2019, I think the it thing for homes is going to be technology.
I agree. It was funny because I did a post the other day on Instagram and I was asking people, let me pull it up here. I was asking people if you had, I think I said if you had $500 to spend on your house to upgrade it in order with intentions of selling, what would you spend the money on? And my thought behind it was I was thinking about tech. And the answers, I think one person said something related to tech. It was like a Nest thermostat. Everybody else said, what do we have here? We've got a staging company chimed in and said staging. Painting company said paint. We hear thermostat, LED lighting, and some paint. Thermostat, staging, light fixtures, decor, faucets, light fixtures, paint. Everybody was typical stuff.
Well, I don't know if you saw, I posted a story on our Instagram yesterday. What smart home tech are you loving right now? And we had quite a few responses. Nest Hello, Google Mini, Google Home Mini, window shutters that you can control with your phone. Do they exist? And it's pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen some of the window treatments now that you can control through an app on your phone.
I've never seen shutters, though. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do shutters, but the
blinds, obviously, great. Good option.
Yeah, the silhouette blinds.
Yeah.
Which those are on trend right now. People are loving the silhouette blinds. And you can control them from an app on your phone. And you can even set timers so they're going up, when the sun rises, going down at dusk. And then the other responses were lighting. We're seeing a lot of lighting technology, right? Like the Wemo, different colors, different controllability from apps and all that.
Well, and here's the thing: there's so much hype around home automation, home tech, voice that people, it's top of mind. And there are also things that a lot of people won't spend their money on. So if they're out looking to buy a house and it has it already, it's something that they get excited about.
Oh, for sure. I definitely think if you're selling your home now, but certainly as we go forward in the next year or two, if you are selling your home and you have techie things, if you have some kind of home automation, anything that's Wi-Fi controlled, it needs to be highlighted. People are going just giddy over this stuff. Like anytime I'm showing buyers a home and it's got techie things in it, um, they're always interested,
Mm-hmm.
and usually that interest turns into want, right? People want that stuff.
Yeah.
And even if they don't like the house, if they don't end up buying that house, a lot of them end up saying, "Oh, remember that cool thing we saw at that other house? I want that in my new house." Right? Which also poses another whole side of this is if you have spent money on technology in the home and you're selling, it needs to be apparent in the listing, in the marketing, and even in the home.
Well, it goes with anything. It's ridiculous. I remember I had clients just move into a house earlier, about 2 months ago, and after moving in, they found out they had heated floors. So shame on the listing real estate agent for not pointing those things out. Like 100%, if they knew that, they would have been more excited about the home, more inclined to spend more money. So regardless of what you're spending it on, every upgrade needs to be showcased.
So we recently had a closing at 156 Nisbet Boulevard in Waterdown. Remember that house?
Yeah.
So that house had an in-ground pool.
Yeah. Nice pool.
Beautiful pool. Waterfall, lighting features, and all that stuff. And the listing never ever mentioned the actual automation that it had the capability of doing. And it's a very expensive add-on where most people don't splurge on that. When you're already spending $70,000-$80,000 on putting a pool in, do you really need all that stuff? Well, I think that's the trend, but not everybody will spend that money. In fact, we don't sell too many pool homes where that is already installed and included. So this particular system, you download the app, and literally you can control every aspect of this pool: the waterfall, the lighting, the temperature of the pool. So, I mean, if you're thinking about having a home with an in-ground pool and you've got this technology, how cool is that to be able to control it from work, or even just sitting in your patio chair and
Even just showing it off, a lot of it's
Yeah.
gimmicky, right?
Yeah.
Like a
Having
lot
a
of
few
people will
drinks
never
and-
use it.
having a few drinks at a barbecue with your
Right.
friends over, and you're like, check out how cool is this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like my hot tub's a good example. You can turn the pumps on and off and change the temperature and turn the fog machine on and stuff like that. And it's something as simple as having, when you're selling your house, get an iPad. Most people have something, a tablet of some sort. You put it in the stand, or even just leave it on the table, logged into that app, and lock the screen so it doesn't go into sleep mode. And even just have a note, tell people to push the buttons and see what's going on outside in the hot tub or in the pool or whatever the app might be controlling. A lot of people have Wi-Fi garage door openers too. Like there's so many things you can just have open in the house so people can actually experience it. That's what gets people
well, can you
excited.
imagine? For this particular home on Nisbet, zero mention of this system.
Yeah.
Why not have a display? Have some literature in the house. Have some portion of the video even highlighting that feature. Something to get a prospective buyer excited about it. And this home particularly, it was on the market for $1 million earlier this year. It sat on the market for quite some time. Our buyers ended up paying something like $850,000 or $840,000 for this place. $150,000 less than the original asking price. And it just wasn't marketed very well.
Yeah. Well, another thing, a lot of people now have smart thermostats. In fact, they're pretty standard. Like all new homes are coming with them. So, if you throw a Google Home or Alexa into the house and have a sign telling visitors to say, say this phrase, "Hey Alexa, turn the temperature to 25 degrees Celsius."
That would be funny. You had people playing around with the temperature in the house.
Yeah, but most people have never experienced it because it's still relatively new tech, right? So that gets people excited. And when people that are
Hey,
excited,
Alexa, order 72 rolls of toilet paper.
you got to be careful. But when people are excited about something, that's when they pay more money. So if you can get somebody excited about your house, they're more inclined to spend more money on it because they see the value.
So here's the question. So for 2019, because we're always getting these questions from sellers,
Yeah.
if they're spending money on technology in the home, they have no intention of selling the house. They just want to spend money on technology in the home, but keeping in mind that you have to stay relevant, right?
Mm.
So maybe they do sell the house in 2, 3, 4 years' time, whatever it is. What is that? What are we recommending to these people to actually install or to spend money on that does bring them a return on value?
I would say some of the most affordable things are going to be voice controlled.
Everything.
Everything. So lights, you can hook a Wemo switch up to your fireplace if you got a gas fireplace, and then you can tell Alexa, "Hey, turn my fireplace on," or you can set moods, right? You can set a scene, like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch a movie. Hey, Alexa, let's watch a movie," and then
Honestly,
the lights dim, the fireplace turns on, the TV turns on.
if you're single and don't have a shit ton of home automation, like if you're a single guy and trying to impress a woman right now, you just need to go out and spend some money on home automation. Can you imagine that? Like
Dim the lights,
set the mood,
turn on
turn
the
on the
music.
fireplace.
Yeah. There's tons of cool stuff people should be considering. But the big thing is with that post is nobody's really thinking it yet. They don't see the value in it. They see it as nice to haves, but they don't see it as adding value to the home, which it completely does. So it'll be interesting to see where new builds go. I haven't seen many builders offering a whole lot of smart home tech.
A lot of them are including now the Wi-Fi thermostats, which I think is pretty much a standard. If you don't have a Wi-Fi thermostat right now, you're definitely missing out. Like this, it's such great technology. It's one of my favorite things. But yeah, I think new home builders actually miss the boat a lot on just selling people that excitement of how cool is that? And the fact that you could take possession of that new home with it already installed.
Yeah. It's going to get to a point where, similar to computers, phones, and tablets, where people are replacing them every couple of years to get the latest and greatest, homes are going to be so tech oriented that people will be swapping in their house for a new one just to get the latest technology rather than upgrading it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
100%.
I'm considering replacing my fridge in the kitchen with that new Samsung fridge where it tells you exactly what's in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then when you're running low on...
Can it order for you?
Yes.
See, that's great.
Yes. You have 1 egg left in the fridge, it's ordering you 12 more eggs.
Nice. It's a good idea. And things like ovens, preheating your oven on your way home.
Yep.
Want to cook a meal.
So I purchased one of the things that was on my wish list this year, which I ended up purchasing, was a Sous-Vide. Are you familiar with what Sous-Vide is?
No.
So Sous-Vide is cooking something at low temperature, submersed.
In a bag? Is that what that is?
Typically, yeah. You put it in a bag and you submerse it in liquid. And
so you can get it to the ideal temperature.
Slowly. And the concept is that you're not drying the shit out of your food. Anyway, so the Innova that I purchased has Wi-Fi control, so I can put a steak in. Um, I use my food saver all the time. So, you seal a steak, you put it in a pot with some water, and you put the sous vide in the pot, and literally I can turn it on right now.
So it heats the water. That's the heating element.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it's a wand essentially. It looks like a blender,
Yeah.
hand blender, and you put it in the pot, and it brings the temperature of the water up to whatever it is, whatever you set it at. Um, and then it just basically cooks whatever's in that bag. And so for steak, it's fucking awesome. Like it cooks it. I mean, it comes out like
You
butter.
must throw it on the grill afterwards.
Yes, yeah. Otherwise, it just looks like bland dog shit, right?
Yeah.
Like when you open a can of pedigree dog food and
Yeah.
you got that slime on top.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. But yeah, you have to sear it after. But you're literally just searing it.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds on each side, and it's friggin' delicious. Like it, just like butter. Anyway, so I could literally turn on that sous vide right now
Mm-hmm.
while I'm sitting here, and start my meal for the night. So technology has just changed.
There are a lot of things that have been around for a while too, though, that people don't really talk about. Like my house we moved in the same time, 7 years, right?
Yeah,
2011.
Yep, we've lived next door to each other for 7 years.
So something as simple as in my
pretty
stove.
crazy. How do I
is,
put up with that shit?
Well, that's why I don't come out much. My stove has one of those plug-in thermometers.
Oh yeah, mine has that too.
thermometers.
Like for when you're baking a
Well,
turkey.
we have the same oven.
Well, that would explain it.
Yeah, Electrolux. So you can actually set the temperature you want.
Which, by the way, I'm not overly impressed with the Electrolux products. I've already replaced my dishwasher.
Yeah, I'm not blown away
By the
them.
way, the dishwasher that I did
Let me finish.
purchase, sorry.
So the thermometer you plug in, and you set the desired temperature of what you want it to cook the meat to, and it will tell you when it gets to the temperature. And that's 7 years old. So that's been around for a long time. But people don't talk about that. Sorry,
Right.
just kind of in line with.
You've never used it.
I have.
You have used it.
Yes.
Do you use it on a regular basis?
I'd say I use it 3 times a year.
So how does that work? Because it's basically a cord, and at the end of the cord, there's a thermometer, and you stick it, let's say it's a turkey, you stick it in the turkey,
Yeah.
and then when the turkey comes to temperature, it shuts the oven off. Is that right?
Correct.
What is that cord made out of?
Heat-resistant rubber.
Right.
I have no idea.
That's the technical term for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Works really well. Big fan of it.
So the dishwasher that I ended up replacing the Electrolux dishwasher with is a Bosch, and it is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And it actually has three pullouts. So the bottom for the plates. Second row has lots of room actually for your mugs, your cups, your Tupperware, and all that stuff. And then the third row is a pull-out where you can put
Utensils.
flatware.
Mm-hmm.
So tongs, things like that. So it really actually opens up a lot of space on the other two.
Yeah.
And we have abused it in the last month that we've had it, and everything is coming out like super, super clean. So
Yeah.
2 thumbs up to the Bosch dishwashers, because the Electrolux one, which was almost a $2,000 dishwasher, you have the same one. It wasn't cleaning anything
Was it
anymore.
that much?
Yeah, it was like $1,700, I think, plus tax.
Wow. Mine, we've always pre-rinsed. You have to. The reason I got it and I liked it is it's super quiet. Although now it's getting a bit noisier with age.
It's interesting you say that, because the Bosch is from a decibel level on the actual statistics, like the paperwork. It has all of the specs are what seemingly would have been better than the Electrolux. Like the decibel levels are much lower. But in actuality, the Electrolux was a lot quieter. I
Well, one
found
of the
that
reasons
interesting.
is, and this thing's big, I don't think people know, but appliances too. There's so much to them, like dishwashers. So mine doesn't have a carburetor. A lot of them do. A lot of them chew through the stuff that gets rinsed off the plates. That causes a lot of noise. The Electrolux one that I have doesn't have that. Has a little filter at the bottom that catches shit. That's why we rinse it first. So that could be maybe why yours had trouble.
Hmm.
So yours now probably has one.
I never realized that.
Yeah.
The one thing the Bosch dishwasher doesn't have is it has a dry cycle, but there is no actual drying blower. It relies on the steam to dry it. So you can
Right.
pull out, if you're not opening the dishwasher to allow the steam to escape, your dishes sometimes are a little bit wet, but they are super clean. So
Do you pre-rinse your dishes?
it depends how dirty they are.
I'd be interested to know who pre-rinses their dishes. People make fun of me for it.
Well, it kind of defeats the purpose. Like if you're rinsing it to a point where it's clean, like why not throw some fucking soap on it and just wash it by hand?
I suppose so, but any time saved is time saved.
Yeah, but it's also wasteful. Like you're wasting the water and the,
I guess.
I don't
So.
know, are you pre-rinsing it with hot water or cold water?
Obviously hot.
Right.
And I sometimes scrub the shit out of it. I guess I could add a little bit of soap to it.
So it's already clean, but then you're taking the clean dish to.
Yeah. But here's one of the important things though with this, going back to our conversation about tech, and not so much the tech itself, but making sure people know about it. Appliances are big for that too. And a lot of things aren't pointed out. Like there's tons of refrigerators
You
that
mean when people are selling their home now?
when people are selling their home
Right.
and not pointing out upgrades.
Right.
Appliances are among, I'd say, the top things that people don't elaborate on enough. Like there are so many refrigerators that have automatic ice dispensers.
Yep.
That you don't find out about until you move in.
Yep.
Or they have a water dispenser. Some of them are discreet. They're inside of the door. You don't see them on the outside. Dishwashers. Sometimes you have like that shitty, cheap plastic lining inside. Sometimes you have a nice stainless steel tub. Right? Those things are big differences. That's sometimes the difference between a $650 dishwasher and a $2,000 dishwasher. If you're spending that extra money on it, why the hell aren't you telling people about it?
Yeah. Well, that's just in general too. I mean, that's just bad marketing from realtors that I believe don't give a shit. Not necessarily Wi-Fi or tech related, right? That's just in general. Like you talk about appliances. I love counter depth fridges. I think if you are in the market for a new appliance or new kitchen appliances and a fridge is a part of that, if you're not spending the extra $200-$400 to get a counter depth fridge, like why cheap out there? Like it ends up sticking out an extra, I don't know how many inches, at least 4 or 5 inches.
Ridiculous.
Usually protrudes into your main.
Oh, most fridges are in the most awkward place, like right in the narrowest part of your kitchen.
Especially if you have an island.
Absolutely. So yeah, those few extra inches, not only does it make it more functional in the kitchen, but it looks custom. It looks like you had the cabinetry built to the fridge, which
so what do you think
gives it a nice look.
You know, going back to the technology side of things, what do you think what are we going to see going forward, but let's say in 2019, what are we going to see in the next calendar year that we haven't seen yet? Is there going to be anything introduced that is just going to blow our minds? Is there things that, you know, we should be waiting for to put on our mind? I'd be curious. Maybe we should.
I think it's more the evolution of what's here for now. Like,
right. There's already so much out there now that we're not using
like
yet.
the capabilities of the Google Homes and the Alexas, like what they're able to do within the house. The problem is these things are all being retrofitted in houses, right? You're not moving into a house that's already set up for it. So people are going out and
Right.
buying the
Right.
switches and buying
Yep.
the plugs. So they make of it what they want. You can get as creative as you want. I actually don't have any.
I was just going to ask you if you have any kind
Nothing.
of nothing.
I have a Wemo.
For a techie guy, that's
I
that's
know.
that's odd.
I have a Wemo
You don't even know what the
switch.
fuck it is.
I
Yeah,
have
okay,
a Wemo
yeah.
switch at home.
For what?
It's in the box.
How long have you had it?
About a year.
Wh-
I was at
Why haven't you installed it?
I was at a friend's house. I was at Al's house, and he bought it. And I guess he was going to take it back because he decided he didn't want it. So I bought it off him to save him the trip back to the store. So it's at my house. I'm trying to figure out where do I want to put it.
So what does
Because-
this switch do?
So that's the thing. It does a lot of things. So the Wemo switch you can use, obviously, to turn things on and off. You know, if you want to just hook it up to a
by
light,
voice or
replace
by your app?
either. So if you have something, voice, Google Home, Alexa, whatever, you can connect it to that. But you can use it as in its most basic function of turning something on and off, or you can set it up in the app. Let's say you hook it up to your exterior lights. You can set it up so that it turns your outside lights on and off according to sunset. And it knows, it's connected to Wi-Fi, so it knows when sunset is. Things like that. Or if you have it hooked up to your Christmas lights. I was thinking about hooking it up to the lights on my pergola, the ones that you see from over your fence that look like a spaceship landing in my backyard.
I actually don't mind it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
nice.
little bit of nice
Oh, good.
dim mood lighting.
That's good to know, not bothering you.
No,
But I was
it's
thinking
it's the
the noise
heat
of the,
pump
Yeah.
that goes on precisely at midnight
Well, it's not my fault
every
that
day.
electricity
Actually,
is cheaper
maybe
in the evening.
maybe I'll tap into that app that controls it and just shut it all the fuck down. So
But I was going to connect it to those lights. So if I'm in the hot tub and I want to turn on the lights over top of me, I just pull out my phone while I'm outside, push the button. I don't have to get out or anything.
okay, so here's my challenge for you.
Mm-hmm.
In the span now of a week, when we shoot this next video and
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
install that Wemo switch somewhere in your property,
All right.
and you're going to tell us about it.
I will. I will even record it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
All right.
A little video clip, maybe post it on Instagram, post it on stories.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it for today. I got to deal with this offer,
Yeah.
and we're doing some open house training this afternoon.
But to sum it up, the point of this is tech is a great option for upgrades to your house, whether or not you're selling. But even if you are planning to sell and you're just looking for some money to spend to increase the value.
I'm really curious. I really want to know, and that's why I posted that Instagram story yesterday. I really want to know what actually people are interested, what have people installed, and where are they seeing value, where are they not? Like, there's a lot of things out there that are, quite frankly, useless, and they're companies that are just capitalizing on the home technology trends.
Yeah.
But then there are products out there that they really do give you good value, help free up time, help just make your life easier.